Hey everyone, RJ here. Welcome back to the channel, and today I'll be doing an unboxing and taking a first look at the all-new Celero 5G available for Boost Mobile. Okay, so the Celero 5G is a brand new phone just released on Boost Mobile. Now, I don't know much about the name Celero here, but it is currently one of the cheapest 5G phones you can get at the moment, okay? This phone retails at a price of $279. However, you can buy this phone right now at Walmart for only $99, okay? So a phone that's sub $100 for a 5G phone on prepaid, it's a pretty sweet deal. So let's go ahead and look at some of the specs. Now, I've done some research. Can't really find a whole lot about this right now. I'll do the best I can here in this unboxing, but it does say 5G 4G LTE. It's got a 6.5-inch HD plus display, an 8 megapixel front camera with a 16 megapixel rear main camera, 64 gigabytes of storage, and 4 gigabytes of RAM. It says MediaTek 5G processor. I'll dig into that a little bit as well. A 4,000 milliamp hour battery, and of course Android OS. So let's go ahead here and rip into the box. Okay, so here we got the box that was inside the retail box. Let's go ahead and open this up here. And right on top, you will see the phone. We'll go ahead and pull that out and put it to the side for a moment. And of course, you do get your USB Type-C, USB-A to USB-C cable there, as well as a 15-watt fast charger. So it does have 15 watts of fast charge. And also in here, I'm guessing, is your booklet. I doubt it's got a case or nothing like that in here, but we'll check and see. Not just your usual books and stuff. So, yeah, let's go ahead here, take the phone out of its plastic and take a quick look at it here. So first look here at the Celero 5G. Looks pretty impressive. Now, of course, back here you'll see a lot of tape and stuff like that, from the IMEI number. I'll get that all cleaned off here in a little bit. But when you look at this phone and you feel it and the heft it has to it, for $99 right now, it looks and feels very premium. Now, of course, on the front, you got your 6.5-inch display. Really nice stuff, and it has just kind of a typical look to it here. You kind of got the flat, edges and all. Looks really good. Now, on the right here, you got a fingerprint scanner, which also is your power button. You have your volume up and down. On top, you got a microphone. On the left, you have your SIM and SD tray right there. And on the bottom is your headphone jack, microphone, Type-C charging port, and your bottom firing speaker. Let's just go ahead right now and give it a boot up. Little vibration there. Got Celero 5G. So this is a 720p display, but with a 4,000 milliamp battery. You can see some bezels there on the bottom and around the sides and the top, but that's honestly not really an issue. $99, I mean, come on. But yeah, I'll go ahead, put all the boxing all away, get the phone cleaned up a little bit, and I'll come back and we'll check this thing out. So we're all set up now and ready to go. Now, I was doing a little bit of research while I was setting the phone up and everything to find out who exactly makes the Celero brand. And according to what I found, this phone is made by a company called Wingtech, which is a company based in China. And they were the same company that made the T-Mobile Revel V Plus 5G. I'm sure y'all have heard of that phone. So yeah, I kind of wanted to just share that along with y'all there. Now looking at the phone, got a really nice clean design here. Nice silver back, silver sides. Very nice Celero 5G branding down here at the back. Now it does have a triple camera setup, which houses a 16 megapixel camera, a 5 megapixel ultra wide camera, and a 2 megapixel depth sensor with an 8 megapixel front facing camera, which we'll get into all of that here in the camera section of the video. Now, also doing a little bit of digging on the processor. This phone actually runs the MediaTek Dimensity 700 processor, which is actually, a fairly new processor and a pretty good processor, to be honest. I have used it in other phones, and the Dimensity 700 performs very well. So, yeah, let's go ahead here and look at the phone Now you can open the phone a couple of different ways. You can just power it on there, swipe up for your pattern PIN password. You can also use a 7-mounted fingerprint scanner. We'll try that out now. And there you go. Works just fine. It's quick, pretty accurate, no issues whatsoever. Now trying it with my left hand, since I am left-handed, with my index finger, and boom, there you go, no issues. Now look at the display here. It's a 720p display, but it's very vibrant, it's very clear. You won't have any problems seeing on this display. It just looks good. All right. Now the viewing angles, they do suffer a bit. You know, when you get to a 6.5-inch display with a 720p display, you know, the colors do kind of wash out a little bit when you turn it side to side. But, you know, we got to look at the price of this phone, okay, being at $99. And you're getting a lot for $100 here, okay? Now, it does have a little notch up there, as you can see. Well, you can't see it now. Let's go to the settings for it. There you go. So you can see it has that little teardrop notch. Not really a fan of that anymore, but hey, you know, it is what it is. But this is a very basic setup here. I mean, of course, whenever you buy this phone on Boost Mobile activated, of course, you will get all the Boost Mobile bloatware that you normally get. But right out of the box, it really don't have much. I mean, I downloaded Geekbench 5, and I'll show you that score here in a little bit. But this is it. I mean, that's it right there. You get your typical Google stuff, and that's, yeah. So pretty stock stuff going on there. For the drop down, and you have your typical stuff like of course, your Wi-Fi, your Bluetooth, flashlight, screen recorder, night light. We'll go into the editing, and you got screencast. You have your dark theme, nearby share, all that kind of stuff there. So we'll back out of here and go into the settings for a little bit. Now, we will look here at the connected devices, which you see has Bluetooth, casting, printing services, Chromebook, nearby share, and Android Auto. So no NFC here on this phone, which, like I said, battery is a 4,000 milliamp hour battery. So I'm really anxious to see how this phone will perform, you know, in everyday normal usage here on battery. It does have 15-watt quick charge as well. So here now in the display, you can see that the brightness level is at 81%, and the screen is not its strongest suit for brightness. I mean, rarely ever do I, you know, unbox the phone and have it set at 81% when I pull it out of the box. But that's where it's set at, but it still looks good. There's no problem. We'll turn on dark theme here, and that looks much better. Adaptive brightness, of course, you got your advanced here for your screen timeout. Typical stuff, tap to wake, lift to wake, lock screen notifications, and just stuff like that. So typical stuff that you see on all phones. Now this phone does have 64 gigabytes of internal storage, but 11.75 gigabytes of that's already been used. But you got an SD card slot if you want to further expand your storage, all that kind of good stuff. Down here is security. Now, you got your screen lock and fingerprint. There is no face unlock, unfortunately, on here. That would have been nice with lift to wake. You know, just lift the phone up and it recognize your face and open the phone up. But you won't see that here on this phone. So, yeah. Accessibility options, they're all here. Everything that you need for accessibility is all right here. A lot of stuff to name off there. So, it's got all that stuff covered. Now here at the system, you got your gestures, you got your open camera quickly, you have your gesture navigation and your 3 buttons at the bottom. And those, I'm telling you, after you get used to that gesture navigation, then 3 buttons at the bottom just don't cut it. So we'll go to the gesture there and back out. Now looking here at the system update, you will see that it is running Android version 11 on the July 5th, 2021 security patch. So let's check for an update right now. Let's just see if there's an update available for this phone. And right now, maybe it needs to be hooked to a network to update. I don't know. But yeah, nothing right there. But you're seeing it. I mean, it's just basic stuff here. I mean, it's just a really nice phone. It's very smooth. As you can see right here, that Dimensity 700. works very well. Now this is a 60 hertz display, so don't expect no 90 hertz, no 120 hertz, but honestly, that's not a deal breaker at all. This phone does have 4 gigabytes of RAM, and it's basically a stock version of Android. Now looking here at the dollar for a moment, we'll just kind of, welcome to the new video calling dollar. Okay, so we got that going on. And of course, this button here brings up your dollar. Typical stuff that you always see, green button to call. I get a lot of questions about how to call out and end call, stuff like that. So that's how all that works. Now here in the messaging, it's just like your Google messaging that you see here on a lot of phones. So we'll start up a chat here, and you can see your keyboard. You can add all kinds of stuff that you want to add in there. You got your emojis here as well. So if you like using a lot of emojis, you're in luck because this phone has got a lot of them. Now, last thing I want to look into here, I did run a Geekbench 5 test, and I want to go ahead and show you that right now. And the scores is about what I expected to be. 544 single core and 1700 multi-core. Now, that's kind of right on par with like the Pixel 5 with the 765G. It scores a little bit higher than this on the Pixel 5, but very similar. But 544 single core, 1700 multi-core, it's not that bad. I'm expecting this phone just to run just fine on most games and apps and whatever you want to do with it. Now, speaker quality. I played it a little bit a minute ago, and it sounded like it has stereo speakers, but it may have just been kind of echoing from the bottom speaker, so it's kind of hard to tell. Let me pull up a YouTube video of mine and let you hear the audio quality for yourself. Okay, so I got my Umidigi A11 Pro Max video pulled up here. Let's go ahead and start playing it now. Welcome back to the channel, and today I'll be doing an unboxing and taking a first look at the all-new Umidigi A11 Pro Max. Okay, so yes, you heard that right. This is called the A11 Pro Max. Ring any bells? Yeah. So anyway, this phone. So the speaker quality don't sound too bad. I believe that a little bit radiates through the top earpiece, but it's it's uncertain. But honestly, the bottom speaker is passable. It sounds good. It does get pretty loud. So last thing I want to hit on here before I end the video is the camera. So okay, guys, all the location stuff. Boy, it wants your location, don't it, man? My goodness. Okay, so got your video. Photo mode, you got live focus, and you got more. So here at more, you got a pro mode. It's amazing to me how these cheaper phones here have a pro mode. Slow motion and hyperlapse. So back here at the photo, you got your 1x and you got your 0.5 for your ultra wide, up to 10x digital zoom, which you can see. Look at that. I mean, even at 10x there, you can see the fabrics in this. That's pretty solid, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, not bad there at all. Up here you can change your from 4x3, 16:9, stuff like that. Now going into the settings here, shutter sound, self timer, grid lines, video size. You can see here that it records in 2K resolution. So it does record in 2560 by 1440, 1920 by 1080, 1440 by 1440, and 2400 by 1080. Now at 1080 you can record at 30 and 60 frames per second, but it does gray out the 2K and the full version. So you do got 1080p at 60 and 30 frames per second, but you also got 2K recording here. So that's not bad. Not bad at all, okay? And so yeah, let's back out of that. Go into video mode. Got the same 1x up to 10 times zoom and your 0.5 zoom there as well. So yeah, you can just trying to get used to it here. There we go. So 16:9 up here, 16:9, 2K, 1:1, all that stuff, and the same thing that you've seen in the camera settings. So nothing really different there. Now flipping around to the front-facing camera, we'll check this out as well for video. Let's go to the settings. It'll be the same thing for the photo quality as well. So you can record also in the same, okay, 2K, 1080, 1440 by 1440, and full. But you only got 30 frames per second for all of these. Okay, so no 60 frames for the front camera, but you do have the 60 frames in, on the rear camera. So yeah, there we go. I mean, $99, y'all. This phone retails for $279, but currently at Walmart, $99. I mean, a sub $100 phone that's got all these features. Okay, and it looks good. The design feels very solid. It feels very well made. The cameras, we got to test those out. I will also be testing out gaming. That'll be coming up here in the near future. But yeah, I mean, stay tuned for my 1 week follow up on this phone. So far, it seems solid. It's got the Dimensity 700 processor, 4 gigs of RAM, 64 gigabytes of storage, a nice size display, a side-mounted fingerprint scanner, and a bunch of really nice features. So if this is helpful and informative in any way, I'd be appreciated if you hit the like button and leave a comment down below, as that helps the algorithm push this video out more. And if you're new around here, consider subscribing and clicking that bell on for all notifications for future videos. I sure would appreciate it. Y'all have a good one, and thanks for watching.